Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for sitting through that break. If you are just tuning into the show, in the first couple segments, we covered the Cubs offseason, what they look like for the 2024 season. We talked about the NCAA court storming debate, talked a little bit about the incident in Wake Forest versus Duke, and what we thought was the correct response to this. But in this segment, we are going to do a little bit of NBA talk about the two stud rookies this year, Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembenyama. Talk a little bit about the Rookie of the Year race, exactly, how it's going to go, what it's looking like, the history between these two, and this award, how it's changed hands throughout the season. But remember, if you would like to be a bigger part of the show, all you need to do is go to streamelements.com/GSMCPodcastNetwork./tip. You can have your message scroll across the bottom of the screen there. We'll have a little chat about it, whatever you said. Again, that's streamelements.com/GSMCPodcastNetwork./tip. We appreciate anything you can give, and we appreciate you sticking around for this show. Like I said, in this segment, we'll be covering the Rookie of the Year race in the NBA. And this is between Victor Wembanyama, the Frenchman, 7'5", number one overall pick with all the hype coming into the season, and Chet Holmgren, who was drafted last season out of Gonzaga and was hurt before the season starts. So he is a rookie this season, as he never suited up for the Thunder in 2023. So looking at this, obviously that right there is a point of contention that I've heard. Now, obviously the rules are the rules, and he is a rookie. We've seen this in the past with guys like Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, who both missed time or, missed entire seasons and had their rookie years pushed back or cut short. Ben Simmons is the most recent example of something like this. A very similar race, actually, between him and Donovan Mitchell, in which he ended up winning. But we're looking at this year's race between Chet and Wemby. And obviously, when you hear that, if you are just a casual fan, you're going to look and say it's Wemby, no doubt. Victor Wembanyama, absolutely. All that hype around him, he's going to be the next. He's going to be the next. Look at his tools. 7'5", can shoot threes, can handle, and he is all that. If you watch him play, he is incredible. He, in just the last week or so, has put up a triple-double, with one of those double stats being blocks. He has put up a 5x5. A 5x5, for those who do not know, is when you have 5 different stats happen at least 5 times. Points, assists, rebounds, blocks, steals. 5x5. It only is the 23rd time in NBA history that someone has done it. And it's really, really tough to do stuff like that. Watching him play, making highlight play after highlight play every night, his defense is incredible to watch. It's so much fun watching him and how long he is. There was a clip from, I believe, last night where he poked the ball away, lost it. Guy he's defending is 3 feet behind him, wide open to the basket, and he just reaches out his arm and blocks it effortlessly. He takes up so much space on the floor, defensively, offensively. It's really hard to get around him. Even if he doesn't block your shot, he's making it tough. It's really impressive to see defense like that being played in the NBA today, because it's so tough to play defense in the NBA today. But on the other end, Chet Holmgren is nothing to scoff at what he's done this season. He's been, for a little while, he was the favorite when Victor Wembenyama was struggling and the Spurs weren't getting him the ball as much. But last night, he became the first player in NBA history to get 150 blocks, 100 threes, and 150 steals in one season. First time in NBA history that has ever happened. And you have to be a certain kind of player to even have that be possible. We were talking about how Victor Wembanyama changes the game by being so long on defense and being so effective from the floor, not just in the short range, but also being incredible from three. And then you see, not steals, assists, 150 assists. But you see guys like Chet and Wemby, and it's crazy that they came in together because they are kind of two sides of the same coin. Chet might be a little bit better offensively or shooting, but what Wemby can do defensively absolutely makes up for it. And that's not to say anything on Chet's defense, because he is very impressive on the defensive end as well. It's hard. Again, he is a shot disruptor. He can block your shot if you get too close, because he is also a 7-foot, very long NBA player. And it's not like he is one of those 7-foot guys like a Taco Fall that doesn't have movement. That's what makes these guys special. It makes them different. And makes this such an interesting race, to me at least. You have two guys that are kind of changing how the NBA is played. You have the kind of epitome of this stretch the floor when you have 7-footers that are shooting threes with the efficiency of a point guard, and then locking down on defense on the other end. The movement, the ability to move at 7 feet tall for both of those guys really is incredible. It really is one of those things that is just awesome to watch. And when they go up against each other, it's a lot of fun. Now, in the beginning of the season, obviously Wemby was the betting favorite after all the hype he received coming overseas, but he kind of started slow. He kind of started a little bit slow. Wasn't exactly his fault. There was a lot of factors there. The Spurs were struggling, and they weren't really making him the center of the offense. In fact, he wasn't even playing center. He was playing the 4. And then he moved over to center, and he started dominating like we've been seeing in recent games. Now, on the other side, Chet started the season off strong. The Thunder started off the season really strong. They are a top 4 seed in the West right now, and having him as kind of a second star next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, having both of those guys really come into their own at the same time. Very impressive, very good for that team. And he started off the season hot. So hot that he took over the Rookie of the Year race. Now, they ended up playing each other, the Spurs and the Thunder, about a month ago at this point. And that's where it switched. This is when Victor Wembanyama really declared that he was there and he is ready for the league, and the league is not ready for him. He absolutely dominated Chet Holmgren when they were on the court together, and it seemed like he really wanted to play against him. If you go back and you watch some clips, he kept going at him. It was Victor Wembanyama kept going after Chet Holmgren every single time. He wanted to take him on one-on-one, and it's really good to see competitiveness like that out of NBA players, because we talk about a lot of the time how NBA players don't care about the regular season. And obviously, it's a little bit of a different situation when we're talking about these two guys that don't quite like each other going against each other here. But to see that passion in any regular season game is something that's really good for the league, especially with some young stars like those two, that hopefully will see a lot of success, both of them. That being said, I think this award has always been Victor Wembenyama's award. All the hype that he got pre-draft and the way that he's backing it up in season, there's almost no chance that he loses this award. But the fact that it even is or was a conversation at one point is very impressive. The main reason I wanted to talk about this is not because I think Chet Holmgren is going to win Rookie of the Year, but I wanted to talk about this because I wanted to give some recognition to him. Give some recognition to a guy that, you only have a chance at this award once. It's the rarest award in sports. You only get one shot. You get a million shots at MVP, but you only get one shot at being Rookie of the Year, and only one person can take it. And sometimes it leads to a lot of snubs and forgotten wonderful rookie seasons, incredible rookie seasons. Carmelo when LeBron came in. There's so many. We just talked about another example earlier, Donovan Mitchell, when Ben Simmons won it. There's so many examples of great rookie seasons not being awarded, and this is another example of it. These two are going to play for a long time, hopefully. These two are going to face each other a lot of times. And this kind of rivalry that can start from, this kind of race really is important for the game of basketball. As much as basketball is fun to watch, it's a lot of drama. And that's why it's so much fun to cover. Because there's just so much drama in the league. There's so much going on at all times, and it doesn't always have to do with on the court. There's so much beef and so much animosity in the game, and it really drives it. It does, because you have to. There's only so many players that can make it up there. It's the most exclusive sport. Only the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 1% get into the NBA. And it really is an exciting thing to watch. Victor Wembanyama, 99% will win Rookie of the Year. But keep an eye out for when they play, because that's must watch television when they match up. But moving on, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think about these two incredible rookies, who you think's going to win Rookie of the Year. I'd love to hear that from you. But in our next segment, our final segment, we are going to delve into the wild world of NFL running backs. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk in the last couple of seasons about the value of running backs, about the huge franchise tag fight there was last year with running backs, and we are right back in the thick of it with a lot of those same guys, a lot of those same names. So if you stick around, we're going to break down all of that. I appreciate you sticking around. We will be right back.